But you don't want to piece too much together, right?
Yeah. Right. All right. Let's hope this camera works. All right. Hold on. I gotta change something. I knew that was gonna be weird for me.
What's that?
I'm gonna make it a little less awkward than just talking to a camera. Arts and crafts time.
Oh, gotcha.
You know how Toy Story has Combat Carl?
Uh-huh.
Do you actually?
I think so. Yeah, he's the one that's always feuding over Buzz and that girl.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I don't know, my kids watch it, but basically, we're about to make Cardboard Carl. Maybe it'll be easier talking to a
Cardboard
cut out of a human figure than camera. We all have our downfalls, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. Let's give that a whirl. Can you tell we've never YouTubed before?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Damn, Cardboard Carl's pretty tall.
He's pretty tall, man.
All right. So, how much research do you do to try and get tags? Like, do you go on Go Hunt and calculate the draw percentages for every unit?
Yeah, typically what I'll do is I'll go on like a website like Go Hunt, or I'll even look at the regs or talk to people and just kind of go off of it that way, and then look at my points, look at where I want to be in a few years or where I want to be now, and then kind of start mapping it out. But it's been super tough with like point creep and everything else. It's kind of thrown a wrench in that strategy. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of my strategy now is just to get close. So
Yeah.
just to kind of get myself closer to where
Yeah.
the stats are on all these different.
Closer to the X.
Yeah, closer to the X. Yeah.
Do you ever look at do you ever Google in-doubt draw odds? Do you ever read their hunter statistics sheet or their bonus point data?
Not a ton, no.
A lot of people don't know that's out there. But anyway, today I did not tell Joel intentionally what I was going to go over today because I wanted all his questions to come organically. So, I'm
Well played.
Yeah. How good are you at math?
I can get along.
You can get
I'm
along.
not a wizard,
All right.
but yeah.
So we are going to show the mathematical advantage to how to get the odds in your favor for Nevada. Now, Go Hunt touches on this. I've seen it on their website, but not everybody has a Go Hunt subscription. And even the Indow provided statistics. Statistics. Maybe
Yeah.
more booze will help.
Well, and I think some of the things that other companies like, the Go Hunts and some of the other tag companies miss is just kind of the general knowledge. Just like, are they actually boots on the ground? Are they out season by season in these units in these areas in Nevada?
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about Southern Nevada because that's where the big bucks are, right?
Yeah, Lincoln County is on par with the Henrys, the Paunsaugunt, the Strip.
Yeah.
That's the hot spot. But one thing I noticed, and it's always kind of irritated me, that like a lot of these companies do not take into consideration that you get 5 choices, and once your name's drawn, they're going to look through all 5 of your choices. So when you click on a unit, for instance, like Go Hunt, It's great because it'll tell you a very accurate percentage of like how likely you are to draw that unit.
Yeah.
But you get 5 choices, and you can't add in 5 choices on there to my knowledge. And just because you have, say, like a 3% chance of one unit, what happens when you have like 3% chance over 5 units? What's your chance of drawing there? Do you know that?
I don't, no.
Yeah, that's what we're going to learn today.
All right, good deal.
All right, so we're going to try the whiteboard out. Hopefully, we'll see if the video software or editing, not software, we'll see if this video works. It's our first time, give us a break. So, Nevada, this is going to be the hat. All right, we're going to break it down Barney style. So, let's say you have Hope has 0 points. And then, what should we name someone with 1 point?
Advantage.
Advantage? His parents messed up naming him.
Yeah.
Advantage has 1 point. Let's see. Let's go to 3 points here. Let's name this guy Not a Chance.
Yeah.
Not a Chance. And then we'll go 7 points. We're going to name this one Douchebag.
Everybody envies that one.
Yeah. All right. So how it works in Nevada. Hope has no points. So he's going to get 1 raffle ticket in the hat because they're going to add 1 for the present year that you're applying. All right? We're going to erase that because we don't need to clutter this up. Advantage. Nevada is a bonus point system. So they're going to square your bonus points. So Hope is going to, or Advantage, horrible name. 1 times 1 is just 1. Plus 1 equals 2. So he's going to get 2 into the hat. So he has twice as good odds as Hope does, right? Tracking so far?
Tracking.
And let's get rid of that. So 3 squared is 9. So plus 1 is going to give us 10. I'm just going to change. Alright, hold on. I just lost so many people. Plus 1 equals 10. Right? Douchebag, because everybody wants 7 points. You're gonna have, yeah, I am douchebag.
Which still doesn't get me anything.
I have
by the way.
7 points for antelope this year. I'm
Yeah.
probably not going to draw because for some reason I just can't draw an antelope tag. So for all you getting
And
bird out there,
that's these other names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am the douchebag. I have 7 points. 7 times 7 is 49. Plus 1 is going to give us 50. So all of these are going to go into the hat. So now, douchebag has the highest probability of actually getting his name pulled first. So after all the names in the hat are thrown in the hat, they're going to randomly put them in order, blah, 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 blah. So let's just say, so douchebag has 50 names in the hat. He's the most likely to get drawn first. And then Not a Chance is going to have 10. So likely he's going to get second. And then, likely we're sticking with Advantage and then Hope. But weird things can happen in Nevada. So just because Hope only has 1 ticket in the hat doesn't mean he can't get drawn. Yeah. Or she. Hope is more of a girl's name. I've never met a dude.
I've dated a Hope. And yeah.
Was he a dude?
I just won't comment.
So let's just say, because weird things happen, let's say that Hope gets drawn first. Because that can happen. And then, let's say Not a Chance gets drawn second. Because that can happen. Not a Chance. I don't know where I'm going with this one yet. I think it made sense in my mind. And then, alright, so let's say these guys are out of the pool now, right? They've already been drawn. Hope and Not a Chance. Oh, that's how I was going to do that. So now, douchebag statistically has a very high chance of drawing. We could break down that math, but 50-2, so 25-1.
And you're talking
so what's that?
first choice?
He has a 96% chance of drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just sticking with how this works first.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So, but you brought up an interesting point. That's where I was going with this next. So, I guess I should look at.
So the reason I was talking advantage is I named it advantage because I don't know how many times just with 1 point I've drawn tags that I didn't think I'd draw. So that's why I for some wacky reason in Nevada, the math is the math, but sometimes the math isn't the math. So
math is math, but probability and chance are different.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've gotten lucky too. I drew a lake deer tag with 0 points.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot.
So statistically, douchebag has a 96% chance. I do believe you can correct my math if you want. I don't give a shit. It's close enough. Of being drawn next, but it doesn't mean it's possible. And in my case, when I have 7 antelope points, I'm probably going to get drawn last. So let's say advantage gets drawn next. And then we'll put douchebag.
Next time I'll just name him Van.
Van?
Yeah.
I like the shit talking aspect of it. Alright, so now we're going to erase this. Alright, so hope you get 5 chances. Nevada's going to go, it's going to look at all 5 of your choices. You're going to get your first one because you were drawn first. And then they're going to go there, there, there. So, let's say they get down to douchebag. Let's say his first choice is filled up, second choice is filled up, no more tags, third choice is filled up, no more tags, fourth choice is filled up, no more tags, fifth choice still has 1 tag. He still gets 1 tag. He still gets his 5th choice. So let's say advantage only puts in 1 of his 5 choices. All right? And let's say there were 2 tags available for that hunt. Let's say not a chance put in for that hunt. Let's say that Hope and not a chance both drew the 2 tags available. Even though advantage has a pretty high priority number according to our hat schematic, they only put 1 choice in and they put it in for this unit. Douchebag was still smart enough to put 5 choices in. So he gets a tag even though advantage had a higher priority number.
Huh.
So that's the basics of how the draw works.
So I'm going to stop putting in like advantage because that's how I do it.
Oh yeah? Oh, yeah, you messed up.
I'm like,
bro.
I just want this tag, that's it.
Well,
I don't want a chance to get anything else.
That's a perfect...
But that's a chance I take to get to where douche is at. And,
Yeah.
Get it. Yeah.
I'm douche. I have contemplated, because I had 7 bonus points for antelope, only putting in 1 unit because I want that 1 tag. And I have a lot of points to where I should get it, but I decided against it because I do want to go antelope hunting.
Right. Yeah.
So, alright, now we're going to move on to phase 2.
Okay.
Alright, I gotta get a rag. That's not
Yeah.
working too well.
That's what the edit button's for.
Don't drink this. It's the wrong kind.
Need another rag.
Yeah, no kidding. Didn't think that one through. Yeah. Another rag.
No pressure.
Ah.
We probably should introduce ourselves at some point too.
Oh yeah. All 5 people watching this video.
Yeah.
It's not like they got anything better to do if they found us.
So while Travis is cleaning up, I'm Joel Salazar, or my name is Joel Salazar.
Hello,
I'm
Joel Salazar, and I'm an alcoholic.
I've been in Nevada, northeastern Nevada, for about 20 years now. I've been a sub guide for an outfitting business out here for 19 of those years. So I have a pretty well-rounded perspective on northeastern Nevada and some of the southern units too. But that's just kind of what I bring to the table. So
Yeah, my name's Travis Straczynski. I have a taxidermy shop, or if you want to be pretentious, I have a taxidermy studio in Spring Creek, Nevada. I lived in Reno for a while, not a big fan of the city, moved out here. I really love it out here. This is Spring Creek, northeastern Nevada. I've hunted a lot of different units of the state. I get a lot of animals in from a lot of different units. I get to see the trophy potential. I send off the teeth for aging. So I get to see the ages of all those animals, which that will definitely be coming in a later video.
and it's way interesting. Yeah.
It is very interesting because, well, we won't get into the weeds on that. We'll save it for the video because there's, if I get into those weeds, man, it's like bass fishing.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
stuck
pretty
there all
passionate
day.
about it. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that's who we are. And if you haven't noticed already, this is our first YouTube video. So yeah, bear with us.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're here for you and what you're in it for, which is probably, if you're hitting on this, trying to figure out where to put in, how to put in, what to look for to put in, what kind of, how to understand the Nevada's draw better, and just to get plain, just flat out information.
Yeah.
So.
And actually, to put that use that you learned in, this is probably stats, when would stats be? That'd probably be 10th grade for most people, I guess. Somewhere
probably,
in there.
yeah.
To put that useless nonsense that you thought you'd never need to use.
Remember the
to benefit
fractions.
you. We live in Nevada. It's a gambling state. It's all about mathematical probability. So the house always wins. Well,
They still win.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna make people's brains bleed. So we're gonna do what I touched on earlier. We're gonna say 5 choices. 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So do you know some of the go hunt percentages off your head? Or,
I don't ever look at anything.
Do you know like the realistic percentages that they kind of publish that are kind of realistic? So like, for instance, what I'm getting at is give me a percentage for your first choice.
A percentage of success?
Percentage of successful draw.
Oh, did I think I know?
Yeah, just give me a random percentage. We're just going to do some calculations.
Let's do probably like a 72%.
Of drawing?
Yeah.
No, Joel, I said realistic.
A realistic? Okay,
Realistic.
7%.
Okay, 7%. We'll run with that.
Not what I'm dreaming of when I'm about to ready to swipe my credit card.
Okay. Now, give me a second choice.
Oh, that's always for me out of states. Always like a 2% or less.
2%? Well, that's silly. I'm going to tell you why that's silly. Your first choice should always be your hardest to draw, your lowest percentage.
Right? Oh, yeah. I take that back.
Because Nevada goes through all 5 of your choices, starting with choice number 1.
That's right. I take that back. I always put for my lowest percentage first.
Yes.
First choice.
So we're going to change that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to transgender this 7 into a 2.
Okay. Sounds good.
Does that look normal?
Yeah, identifies.
Kind of looks like a Z.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do 7%. Second choice. Shouldn't have transitioned. Should have just started over.
Yeah.
Okay. Now third choice. Give me a percentage.
So that is obviously going to be a little bit higher percent. So I get 13.
All right. Let's say 13%.
Then you got your 20.
20.
And then you've got probably your over-the-counter style 30%.
30%. Most of these here.
That's if I want to go hunting.
Yeah. Most of these here are not realistic for Nevada odds.
No.
But they would work for this calculation.
Yeah.
So, you know this unit, you have a 2% chance of drawing, this unit 7, this unit 13, this unit 20, this unit 30. That's where most of the helpful websites and information stop.
Yeah.
But we're going to go a little bit farther. So, what's your percentage of just drawing a tag? Just drawing one of these 5. Do you know?
It's all math, but it's probably
Math is
less than 10%.
You think it's less than 10%?
Mm-hmm.
That's your guess.
Yeah.
All right. We're about to do some calculations. So,
At least from all the rejection letters I've got and an email.
sorry, you have been unsuccessful.
Yeah.
All right. So, in order to find your total chance of drawing, what we need to do is convert these to a decimal. So, Joel, do you know how to convert 2% into a decimal format?
You just take it out of 100% and put a decimal in front of it, right? Go over 110.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So basically, we're going to, converting to a decimal means that 100% equals 1.0.
Right.
So 2% is going to equal
0.02.
0.02. Okay. And I'm going to clear that out. We're going to do it right below it just so everything's nice and clean and not all messed up. Man, I really screwed up grabbing that.
Need an eraser.
Yeah. I'm poor, man.
That works just well.
Yeah, and we'll just stick with that from now on. So, 0.02 is your percent chance of drawing, 0.07, 0.13, 0.2, 0.3. So now, in order to do the math to calculate your total chance of drawing, you actually need to figure out your decimal. Anyway, you need to figure out your failure rate. So your failure rate here is actually going to be 0.98. Because 0.98 and 0.2
Equal 100%.
or 0.02 are 100%. So then we're going to go over here. This will be 0.93. This will be 0.87. This will be 0.8. And this will be 0.7. Now what you're going to do is you're going to multiply all of these together. And then that will give you your percent of an F minus. That's your failure rate.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You're used to seeing that grade, right?
Yeah, pretty much. In life and everything else.
Alright, so you want to whip out your phone to do the calculations, or you want me to?
I don't even have my phone with me.
Alright.
That's how dedicated I am to this cause.
Dedicated to the camera. Oh, sorry. Dedicated to cardboard Carl.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to do... Oh, yeah, nobody's going to be able to see this. We don't have a camera person. Okay, yeah, right window's open. 0.98 times 0.93 times 0.87 times 0.8 times 0.7. That's a 44, that's 0.44. So we'll start there.
So almost 0.5%.
Better, actually.
Yeah.
So, 0.44. Now this is your failure rate.
Oh yeah, so 60.
So that's your failure rate. So don't stop the math here. I know everybody's brain's bleeding and nobody's tracking anymore.
66%.
So now you have a 66% suck. Did I spell that right?
Yeah.
I didn't succeed in spelling. I was pretty good at math. 66% success because 1 minus 0.44 equals 0.66. So now you have a 66% chance of drawing, let's just say these were deer tag numbers.
Yeah.
You have a 66% chance of drawing a deer, which is, if you have 3 names in a hat, you get 2 of them. So that's the way to turn the odds in your favor.
So basically what you're trying to explain to us is when you see these top percentages in some of the sites that give you input and insight on how to put in what percentage of success there is in those units. You break it down like this, and this is the end result, and it gives you a little bit better idea about what that percentage means.
Yeah, because even with, the hunter statistic sheets, they have the draw rate the Indow puts out, and it gives you a percentage chance of drawing. Those aren't crazy accurate.
Yeah.
Go Hunt is more accurate, but also I know there's a subscription fee. I piggyback off of it, buddy. Go Hunt's probably gonna.
Not me.
Hey, if Go Hunt watches it,
not me. Go Hunt.
if Go Hunt watches this, kicks me off. It's like, hey, at least we're getting some traction, right? So, oh man, I really hope that camera's still recording.
Should probably check. Huh?
Yeah, we should probably check. Hey, success!
All right.
Yeah, I'm
Success.
Success. We had a 66% success rate.
You can't tell
Just turned 100.
we're pretty young YouTubers. So,
Yeah, technologically illiterate. Mathematically okay. All right. Where was I going to go with this next? Oh, there's going to be a lot of people out there. It's like the math doesn't add. Blah 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 blah. I've been doing this for years because it makes a lot of sense and it's really not that difficult. At least the way my brain goes about math.
Sure.
So I'm gonna show you where I'm at with some tags, just based off of numbers.
And we're talking about Nevada.
Yes, this is Nevada.
Okay. So, for those of you who are watching, thanks for watching, first of all. And second of all, we're really just trying to give you some insight on how to put in for Nevada. We're going to give you a little insight on boots on the ground for Nevada, things like that. So, stay tuned and we'll keep on feeding you information.
Oh, one more note. This is where it comes back to what I was saying. So your last choice, they should be able to rewind the video if you need to. The last choice was 30%, right?
Right, yeah.
30%. Our overall success with 5 choices was 66.
Right.
Right.
With 5 choices.
So you benefit from having more choices because
Correct.
if you put all your choices, there's more chances to win.
Yep.
So the more chances you put to win, the greater success you're going to have.
So that busts your theory of, hey, I only want to hunt this one unit. That's fine if you want to just hunt that one unit in your lifetime over however many years you're going to wait for it. Great. Yeah. Your prerogative. You do what you want. But statistically, it's probably better off if you want to go hunt and you want to just get out there and enjoy a hunt with your family, your kids, yourself, whatever. Put in for 5 choices, and it boosts your potential to get a tag.
Yeah,
for sure.
So say even if you're only putting one choice, and it's like the easiest to draw choice, which is normally an archery tag.
Yeah.
If you only put that one choice in, you're still less likely to be successful than if you put 4 other choices in front of it, and that choice is your last choice.
Okay. So we just myth busted that pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. But like you said, if you have one unit that you want to go hunt, then just do that one unit. It's your choice.
Yeah. I know a lot of guys over the years guiding it's just one unit or nothing, and they put in for it, and they put in for it for 15, 18, 20 years. We always get during the guides draw, we always get the questions of, some people are like, where should I put in? I just really want to hunt this year, and they have 10 points. And we base it off of that. And then there's others that are like, I only want this one unit. I have 20 points. What should I do? Just put in for that one unit. If you're dead set on that one unit, you're dead set on that one unit. But we do give information too on whether or not that's the quality has shifted. So.
All right. Keep mumbo jumbo in.
Oh, no problem.
I'm writing stuff down. It's gonna take a hot second.
Yeah. So I think for the timing when this video is going to come out, everybody's kind of curious about, where do I put in this year? What do I do? And maybe you're the last minute person that's going to maybe watch this video and say, oh man, I need to figure out where I'm going to put in. Really, since the winter of 23, Travis? Is that the hard one?
Yeah, 22,
so
23.
Since 23's winter, obviously we had a pretty devastating blow, punch to the kidneys on the winter range for a lot of the deer, and I'm talking specifically deer right now.
All right. The air just got taken out of our sails. We talked for like 20 minutes, not realizing the camera turned off.
Yeah, that's okay though. We'll
technologically
pick up
illiterate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've already calculated these. I'm going to try and get back in the zone here. Hopefully that camera doesn't shut off again. These are my odds for drawing this year. 1% of 12-ish. Alright, so I've got a 41% chance of drawing a deer tag this year, 1% at giant bull, 4% at spike, 48 for antelope, 11 for cow, 27 for horn shorter, roughly 1% on all the other 12, which is the bighorn sheep tags, the ewe, the PIW tag, silver state, all that stuff. Yep. The 1% is insignificant. Alright, so since I've already done the calculations, I have an 85% chance overall of drawing. Joel, what do you think? Because we've already talked about this.
Yes.
What do you think my odds of, if I draw a buck antelope tag, you know what, I'll change it up this time. If I draw a doe antelope tag, okay, what do you think my odds are of drawing another tag?
And I'll just stick with my original thing, which is like 12%.
Oh man, you know the answer this time though. So no, when it's calculated out, even though we're going to say this time horn shorter, last time that's not on video, we did horns longer, which was 48%. But because the rules of Nevada apply, if I draw one antelope tag, my other antelope tag gets thrown out of the pool.
Okay.
So, if I draw an antelope tag, I still have a 61% chance if I get an antelope tag.
For short ears.
This is overall. Well, it really doesn't matter whether it's shorter ears or longer ears.
Okay. Yeah.
61% chance. So, what do you think my percentage chance is? Because deer is my next highest percentage.
Yeah.
What do you think my percentage chance is if I draw a deer and an antelope?
To draw anything else?
To draw, yeah, one of these other tags.
30%.
You know the answer this time. 33% if D and A. So if I get a deer tag and an antelope tag, I still have a 33% chance of drawing an elk tag or one of these 1% ones, which at this point would be sheep, goat, moose, what have you. So
crazy,
now,
we're talking moose now.
Yeah. Now, if I were to draw one of these 1% tags next,
yeah,
and say it wasn't one of the elk 1%, like the elk PIW or the elk silver state,
yeah,
or the depredation hunts, whatever that. If it wasn't an elk tag, let's just say a sheep tag, I would still have close to a 33% chance of drawing an elk tag.
Yeah.
Because that's where my highest percentage chance is coming from. So, I gotta try and remember what all we told you when we camera died.
No, we just talked about essentially like what putting in for your 5 choices does for you.
Yeah, I mean it increases your odds. The more you put in for increases your odds. And I've been doing this, I've been doing this for 12 cycles.
Yeah, 12 cycles.
12 cycles.
12 cycles. And we talked about how many times in that 12 cycles have you drawn 3 or more tags?
Yeah, that's right. Memory is kicked on again. We got to figure out the camera issue.
So doing this math, you illustrated like...
Oh, it's still on. We're winning!
So you illustrated, or you emphasized that your first year was...
That's right.
Put it in for Nevada.
You can question my math all you want, but you can't question results, right?
Right.
So
that's factual.
Yeah. The very first year I put in for Nevada, I drew 0 tags. After that, I learned to look up the hunter information sheets, which is a good base. I learned how the system works, and I like math. So I learned how to do math for this purpose. So 0 tags, 1 time. How many times do you think I have drawn 3 tags?
And my original answer was once, but you...
That is incorrect. I have drawn 3 tags twice.
In 12 years.
In 12 years.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
How many times do you think I have drawn just 1 tag all by itself?
I said 7 before we got cut off.
Right.
Yeah.
I've only drawn 1 tag
Twice. Yeah.
I'm just as good at drawing 1 tag as I am 3.
Yeah.
So when you math, that gives me 7 times. Well, I did this last time too.
Yeah.
I had myself. 7 times I have drawn 2 tags. That's not how you spell tags. I did not excel at spelling. 7 times I have drawn 2 tags. So you can question my math all you want. That's fine. You're entitled. But these are the results that I have gotten doing this math.
Yeah. And I think kind of where the road we were going down was, don't be discouraged about some of the percentages that you see on websites, things like that. Websites that help you with some of the data, because Nevada, if you're putting in for the 5 choices, right, 5, and there's a pretty high chance, a pretty good chance that you'll be able to get at least a tag.
And the more you apply for, the better your chances get.
Correct.
So, it's that, don't hate the player, don't hate the game, hate the player.
Yeah.
If you're only putting in 1 choice, that's your own fault.
Yeah, and that's me.
You can't complain about not getting a tag.
I've done that several times, thinking that, this or nothing, and I don't hunt. I just don't hunt deer that year. I don't hunt cows that year. I don't hunt antelope that year, shorten ears, even shorten ears. So, yeah. So it's what it means to you. Just get out there and apply. This is a good year. Deer specifically is...
Yeah.
Get in there for deer right now. I mean, it's... Deer's
only going to get better over the next few years, too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in future videos.
Yeah, and the mild winters, things like that. I mean, they've really, from our big impactful winter of 2023 to now, I mean, the mild winters have done really good things for the deer herd. So yeah. And
then let's see if we can remember what we talked about after this. This is just a way, the house always wins in gambling.
Yeah.
This is a way to swing the house in your favor.
Yeah.
So, you're never guaranteed to tag. Your odds are never going to be 100%. But they're also never going to be 0. Even if you have 0 tags, your odds are not 0.
We should specify we're talking mostly resident right now.
Yeah, I mean, it applies for non-resident too, but your percentage chance is so much lower that you'll never...
Because of the tag allocations.
Yes. Yeah. You'll likely... In Nevada, when I hear people gripe about, I saw where these out-of-state license plates, you guys got to understand, 10% of the tags go to non-residents. That means 90 go to residents. We're one of the only states in the West that has that good of numbers.
Yeah, so
I think Wyoming's 20%. I think Colorado's 25%. I'd have to double check these numbers, but we are very stingy with non-residents because it's hard enough as a resident.
We are.
It's just there's a lot of factors that go into that right now,
So don't go breaking the glass on somebody's California plates car when you're out there hunting. They've probably They've probably been putting in for 7+ years.
California, it's probably okay.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Treat the other guys with some respect.
Yeah.
Okay, no lawsuits on that. That's a joke.
Yeah, it's just a joke. Yeah, but I think the bottom line is we're just trying to give you some insight. Put in for tags in Nevada this year as a resident, non-resident too. The chances have been explained. It's probably different than what you've seen or heard on other websites that give you information. So
Yeah, we just took it a step farther.
Yep.
Because they give really, Go Hunt, I know, gives really good insight to your chance of drawing one unit specifically, but they don't let you add up all 5 of your choices. And that's really imperative to calculate your overall chance.
Absolutely.
And this is a video series, unless we get,
like 2 likes.
bored and don't do this anymore. We'll be doing it quite often. There's all kinds of stuff to talk about Nevada, and it'll mostly pertain to Nevada. But with tag applications coming up, May 7th is the deadline, I believe.
Yep.
The tag quota recommendations just came out. There's a lot of talk and discussion about that. Commission meetings in county, the CAB meetings are coming up. This is just a good time to post this video out there. So if you want to learn how to get a tag, or at least put the odds in your favor, you can, use some of that useless math that you learned in sophomore year of high school.
Yeah. Fractions into decimals, things like that.
Yeah,
so.
Percentages, probabilities, statistics, all the fun stuff. We live in Nevada. It's a gambling state. They thrive on that.
Yeah, those places.
No wonder our system.
They don't get built on people winning. So
yeah, that's right.
But no, we just want to thank everybody that is looking at this. Thank you. Just subscribe, and we'll bring up more videos, and whether or not they're beneficial to you, great. If not,
we'll try to recording.
Yeah, we'll try to keep them short, and we'll try to keep them short and punctual and to the facts and what you guys want to look at. So
I'm always going to throw math in there and statistics. That's just stuff I geek out over, which I think is very helpful because a lot of people don't even know. These past 3 winters that we've had, even though these past 2 have seemed really mild, and people are like, we didn't have a winter. They're actually the wettest 3 consecutive winters we've had since 82, 83, and 84 for most of the state. For some of the state, it's been since the late 90s. But these are the 3 wettest consecutive winters we've had, which is also crazy because from 2012 until 2022, we only had 3 wet winters.
Right. Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early 2000s was kind of like every other. The late 90s, we had 5 in a row that were a little bit above average, but not nearly as wet as these ones. Some regions is different. So that's why I said earlier, deer hunting's going to get better in the next couple years. So everybody hold on to your panties, all right?
Yeah, and we'll talk more about tag allocation numbers, things like that. It's really, we have to put some faith in the biology and what they come out with for stats and fawn recruitment and how many deer are on the landscape versus, we've had some big fires sweep through northeastern Nevada specifically that have changed the dynamics of where their winter grounds are, how much feed there is available to animals, things like that. So
the horse population has increased like 600%.
Yeah,
so that's a
one.
huge factor. The PJ coverage, this is another thing we'll talk about too. It's in I think it's the Mule Deer Enhancement Program that came out in 2019.
Yeah,
we've lost. I can't remember the numbers, but it's a substantial amount of deer habitat through pinyon juniper encroachment and wildfires and stuff like that.
Big differences with that in the Ruby Range. So and another thing too, you're going to see. I can't remember how many years this has been going, but putting in for tags this year is, I don't remember it in past years, but is the two different money allocations to predator management.
Yeah, so I last year I put all my money towards habitat because I have some inner knowledge of biologists and who's controlling what. The predator biologist wasn't doing much for deer, so I put all my money into habitat last year. The new predator biologist, he's a grade A winner. You're gonna watch this video.
Put in for
predation. I put my predator money towards him because if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to, I got to get my facts right. But I think all the money for the predator management goes towards that predator program that he now manages. So I'll support him.
You have to do $3 anyway. Put it towards predator management. Yeah. Because.
Well, that's another thing. A lot of the NGOs like RMEF and them that donate money, a lot of that goes towards habitat enhancement. So, choose what you will. But this year I chose predator.
Same here. Yeah, I chose predator match.
Yeah.
Right?
Now that I know my predator money is actually going to helping deer, I'm all about it.
Yeah, and right now we're approaching May 1st, the shed hunting season, and I can tell you from years past, shed hunting, it's kind of been a turn on for me in the last several years, but I still go out there and do it. And the predators, that's a really good place for you to see.
Oh man,
it's a really good time frame to really see what's on the landscape for predators.
Take a rifle with you.
Yeah, I mean, I smoke more coyotes during the shed season than I do any other time of the year.
That's the best time to target coyotes too. Is right before fawning season, during fawning season.
Yeah, so if you're out scouting, if you're out looking, like if you are one of the lucky ones and then May 23rd comes around, you've got a tag, take your rifle with you, take your 204 or your 223 or your 20, whatever, and go out and shoot a few coyotes. There's
330 win mag.
Hey, there's no better.
Somebody out there's got a 416 Rigby. If you watch 1923, that's work.
There's no better practice than practicing with the rifle that you hunt with.
It'll make you
a firm believer.
Yeah, it'll make you a much better shot when it comes to deer hunting if you have practice behind that rifle.
Absolutely, but bar none, take it with you. Go shoot it. If you're going to be going and hunt sheds, things like that, you'll get a good feel for what's on the landscape for predators. So
yeah, get out there. We'll do some more videos unless we get totally burned out and we totally suck at this. But then you'll never hear from us again. But it'll still be on YouTube.
But you'll still get a few. That's all right.
Yeah. So we haven't decided what we'll do next time. I'm going to be gone for a little while, but
it'll probably just be post draw results.
Yeah,
well, we should do a post draw results celebration.
I think we should probably do a video before that, but definitely one post draw. Because draw results aren't until May 20th. That's a month from now.
Oh yeah, that's too long.
Yeah, we should do another one before that.
We'll do another one before that.
It'll probably be after tag application closes. That's May 7th, I believe.
Yeah, maybe show progress on where you're at with taxidermy.
Yeah, some of the stuff.
We even mentioned that. Did we mention you were taxidermy?
I think we did in the video that didn't get cut out. I don't know.
Yeah.
If not, we'll cover it next time once we figure out the glitch in the camera.
Yeah. You might see us wearing different clothes introducing ourselves. But
I hope so.
But anyways, cheers to all the Nevadans and good luck on the draw.
Yeah. Happy hunting.
Happy hunting. Yeah.
Are we done now?
I think so.
All right. Get down, Cardboard Carl.
That's cool. I think we can get